Shalom Akim. All praise goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. The honors goes unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that have taught me the truth. And much love, peace, blessings goes out to all you hopeful elect brothers that are teaching the word of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai in all truth and in sincerity. So I'm going to do this lesson and basically I'm going to have it go into a couple of different scriptures really dealing with, how Esau, Edom, the current rulership, the current race of rulers of this earth have made themselves into an idol. They made themselves into an object of worship. And that's been a common theme throughout history amongst the wicked men, because people in the past, like Nebuchadnezzar and different people mentioned in the scriptures, deified themselves, like Pharaoh, right? And that's why also America and the modern rulership is likened unto Egypt, because they carry on those same characteristics. Like Esau deifying himself, like I said, that originates in Egypt, because Pharaoh believed himself to be a god. So, hey, what happened by reason of, the blasphemies of the Egyptians? The Pharaoh and the Egyptians got destroyed. And the same scenario is going to play out in these modern day times, because truly and factually, Esau is not a god. The so-called white man is not a god. It's just been given unto him great power on the left-hand side to rule the earth, as to where all the earth has been deceived. All the people of the earth have been deceived into believing his nonsense, man. Because it first really had its inception in the Renaissance period, when Esau, Edom took the dark-skinned images of the Israelites all the way up to the Most High and painted them as looking as himself. Do you see what I mean? So from that initial thought, people start deifying the so-called white man, viewing him and his race as some type of ascended beings. Now all the way down to all his different, modern technology that he has, to where people really trust and believe in Esau as if he were a god. Because, idolatry is something usually that you see is being overt. Like you see a stone statue to where, people are bowing down to it. But it's that same manner of mindset with the people that they have towards Esau. Because though they ain't physically bowing down to him, they have the mentality to where anything he says, any of his rules and regulations, they seek towards him for guidance and wisdom, just like how you would treat an idol. So it's one and the same. It's just covert, it's subtle, it's hidden, But behind the scenes, Esau declares boldly that he believes he's a god, and the scriptures expose him for that. So, hey, let's go into some scriptures. This is the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 4. It says, who opposeth, matter of fact, let's read from verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come. And the day is talking about the day of the Lord. And that's relevant because what this scripture is going to describe is the prelude to the day of the Lord. It says, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. So before the Lord comes, the son of perdition is to be revealed. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped. See? And that was made manifest, like I mentioned, in Esau during the Renaissance period. What he did, which is called iconoclasm, changing the dark-skinned image to look like himself. The images of the angels and the gods and, revered characters for himself, so then he can get that same veneration. It says, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Just like in this picture I showed in the beginning while I was speaking, this is called the finger of God, a painting by Leonardo da Vinci, if I'm not mistaken. It's out in Rome to where they got the Most High, as you see on the right, and then Adam on the left, both depicted as looking like Edomites, pale skin, stringy hair Edomites, people that today call themselves Caucasians. That's what they look like. But when you go before this time period, when this was painted, people well understood that the Most High and his people were people of color, that they're so-called Negroes. So this is just mass deception. It says, and that man of sin, matter of fact, no, it says, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So what is Esau really doing? He hasn't made himself a God yet and truly, because he can't get himself out of his fate or his destiny. He doesn't maneuver and control the things of the earth ultimately. So if he makes himself into a false God, what does that make him? An idol. Because an idol is a false God. Okay? And the scriptures tell you that we're not to bow to these false gods, because that's what our people do. That's what our people do. They love and they they're hook, line, and sinker listening to everything the so-called white man has to say, especially nowadays regarding that shot they're trying to put in everybody. A lot of our people are getting it, man. Why? Because Esau is their idol. Esau is their God. Just like Buddhists believe in Buddha, they will do anything to please their God Buddha. These niggas in America and a lot of people throughout the world would do anything to please and obey their God, the so-called white man. It says, Exodus 20:5, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord Yahweh, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. And what did the Lord mean when he said them? It's talking about idols and images. But the point I want to hone in, how the Lord is a jealous God, because the Lord's jealousy is going to spur action. Because to be jealous means, if you go into it, to be jealous, okay? So actually, we'll look up that word for jealousy. Jealous in the etymology. It says from jealous, possessive, and suspicious. From Old French, jalos or jealous, zealous. If you go down, emulation, rivalry, zeal. But the point being is that the Most High is jealous and possessive. He's suspicious. But he's possessive of who? Of his people, the Israelites. Because the Israelites are truly his possession. So as we give our veneration to other beings, that arises the spirit of anger upon the Most High, upon Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. To where now, since the people are all worshiping this demon, Esau, the Most High is about to be moved to action. Because look, the scriptures outline jealousy and what happens. So let's go to let's go to Zephaniah 1:18. This is Zephaniah 1 and 18. This describes how the Most High moves based upon his feeling of jealousy. Because his jealousy is going to invoke him to destroy this demon Esau that puts itself as an idol. Because remember, idolatry spurs the Most High jealousy. And then the next thing in the sequence of events is his judgment. And the Most High is going to judge those that worship Esau. Is going to judge the idol himself. You know? So this is Zephaniah 1 and 17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. Because remember, jealousy, the Most High's jealousy is invoked by idolatry. So this jealousy is going to be poured out unto who? The idol and the idol worshipers. Esau and the people that hearken unto Esau. It says, for he shall make even a spitty riddance of all them that dwell in the land. And I would include that of, the priests of all these false religions and the actual wood and gold and all these other idols going to be destroyed too. But that chief idol that's going to be visited is Esau. Because here, Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 11. Therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles, there shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of God they are become an abomination, and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. And that's the role Esau plays when people actually, when they decide to worship him. He puts stumbling blocks before the people to where he makes the people go astray and makes them walk in error. So that's why he's going to get that judgment as well. An idol is not a harmless thing. The Most High completely removes iniquity out of his way. So this is, let's go to the last precept. I'm going to get this example in 1 Samuel 5 and 1. 1 Samuel 5 and 1, and the Philistines took the ark of the Most High and brought it from Ebenezer unto Ashdod. And the ark of the Most High represented Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's glory. It represents his essence in the physical form. So the Philistines had took it and put it in their temple. It says, when the Philistines took the ark of God, they brought it into the house of Dagon and set it by Dagon. So they had the ark, which represented the prince of the Most High. And then they had it next to an idol, which was Dagon, man. So what did that mean? They had two different forms of veneration in one temple. And the Most High, he's not dealing with that shit. And it's going to show you. It says, and when they of Ashdod arose early on the morrow, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the earth before the ark of the Lord. And they took Dagon and set him in his place again. You see? And when they arose early on the morning, behold, Dagon was fallen upon his face to the ground before the ark of the Lord. Because again, it's Yahweh's jealousy. Because he is this true being deserving of that worship. His worship can't be adjacent unto idols, man. Idols don't exist next to him. The Lord said, there is no God except me. There is no God next unto me. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It says, and the head of Dagon and both the palms of his hands were cut off from the threshold. Only the stump of Dagon was left to him. Therefore, neither the prince of Dagon nor any that come into Dagon's house tread onto the threshold of Dagon in Ashdod unto this day. So the Most High made Dagon unworshipable, man. Unworshipable, if that's a word. He made those Philistines unable to give homage to their God because they had him next to the Most High, to the Most High's essence. So the Most High wasn't dealing with that and made that fucking idol fall. So compare this story to how Esau today is trying to set itself up as the Most High. The Most High is going to reveal who he is through his power. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy Esau. You know? Because if you go here to the book of Isaiah 47, Isaiah 47 and 5, it says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. And that's representing the Edomites. Because remember, in the book of Psalms, it mentions the Edomites being the daughter of Babylon. The Chaldeans were synonymous with Babylon. For thou shalt be no more called the lady of kingdoms. Meaning that high exalted state, that godlike state is going to go down the window, just like Dagon got knocked over. Most High is going to knock down Esau. It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. See? Because Esau doesn't believe in any power next to him. He believes he should be the God of all, the object of all praise and worship on this earth. And boy, is he wrong. It says, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. And that represents the destruction of Babylon, the destruction of his kingdom by nuclear missiles, right? Which the Most High is going to bring upon him. It says, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. See? So Esau is going to get judged for this wickedness, this idolatry. So all praise goes to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.